Blueprint presents.
5 minutes or less. Dallas Cowboys.
Welcome, I'm your host, Luke. Thank you for joining me. This is 5 minutes or less with the Dallas Cowboys. I got 5 minutes on the clock. Let's get started. So the high point of the season for the Dallas Cowboys. Say what you want about the Dallas Cowboys, but they are a resilient team. They may not always win when they're supposed to, but just when you think the Cowboys are done, stick a fork in them, they're finished. That resiliency shows up. And in weeks 13 through 15, that's exactly what happened for the Dallas Cowboys. They were resilient after that week 12 loss on Thanksgiving Day to the Redskins, 38-31. It looked like the Cowboys were going to be done in this season. But in true Cowboys fashion, they showed that resiliency and rattled off 3 impressive victories, starting in week 13 with a 38-33 win over the Philadelphia Eagles. They followed that up with an even more impressive win on the road against Cincinnati in comeback fashion, 20-19. In the last of those 3 wins, an improbable overtime come from behind victory versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. This Cowboys team used that resiliency to really give them a chance in this season. It was paramount that they showed that resiliency at that point in the season, because without it, this season would have been lost. But they gave themselves a chance to make a run at the end of the season and make it to the postseason with that resiliency, and that was the high point of the season for the Dallas Cowboys. Now you look at the low point of the season for the Dallas Cowboys. You could look at week 2 in that terrible showing against Seattle, or you could look at week 4 at home in that drubbing on Monday Night Football against Chicago. But it came down to the last game of the season for the Cowboys again, and they found themselves in the same scenario, same situation, same outcome, different team. This time losing the final game of the season for the division to the Washington Redskins, 28-18. That, my friends, is definitely the low point of this season for the Dallas Cowboys. Getting to the point where you can make the playoffs as a division winner and losing that game again is the low point of the season for the Dallas Cowboys. So we look at free agency activity for the Dallas Cowboys, and you say to yourself, Cowboys took a cap hit, NFL docked them some money. They've got a couple of big contracts. They're already $4 million over the cap. It's minimal for the Dallas Cowboys in terms of free agency activity. Because with your owner being Jerry Jones, even though you're over the cap, Jerry Jones is going to make some things happen. There's never a quiet offseason in Dallas, and Jerry Jones has already been making things happen in Dallas. He's already restructured the deal of Jason Witten. He's already restructured the deal of DeMarcus Ware. He's going to try and re-sign Tony Romo to a long-term deal. He's probably going to ask Miles Austin to take a pay cut and restructure his deal. If not, he might just cut Miles Austin altogether because he has a huge cap number. He's going to get under the cap comfortably, and then he's going to make some moves. Mike Jenkins is up. He probably won't be back. The Cowboys are going to make some moves in the offseason, but it'll be minimal because they just don't have that much money to spend. Finally, the state of the fan base. Looking at the Dallas Cowboys, the state of the fan base is cautious optimism. Jason Garrett is still your head coach. Some are wondering, how is that? Look, Jerry Jones decided not to part ways with him, but give him some defensive coordinator help. He went out and got a new coordinator, got a new defensive line coach, 2 veteran guys who have been in the league in that capacity before. And so The Cowboys have something to fall back on. This is a team that is always talented, always one of the better teams in the league. Can they finally put it together? It's cautious optimism. You hear that sound in the background? That means that was the Dallas Cowboys in 5 minutes or less.
Dallas Cowboys. 5 minutes or less.